Hey folks, welcome back once again to Tournament of Legends Qualifier 3 European bracket. My name is Blue, joined today by Jebro, and we're now headed into our second and final qualifying game of today, which is going to be between Wiggy's Wicket Wang Gang and True Extinction. Jebro, tell us a little bit about these teams.
Well, WAG have actually got to the final of the ESL Weekly Cup on Thursday. They actually went up against 55 HP Monks. They came second in that, so that's a nice little build-up for them to this as well. We did see Extinction play in the last game. They did pretty well in the end. This is going to be a completely different team that they're going to be playing now. You know, this is a meta team. This is one of the top teams, really. In Guild Wars 2, you know, in the competitive range. So this is going to be quite a challenge for them, you know, and they're going to be thinking that. They're going to be thinking, we've still got a chance. They've got a really good chance of coming into this. There's some really good performances coming out across this this blue team as well. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen. But WAG are really, you know, I feel that they're a lot stronger. They actually said on Thursday as well, funnily enough, they said, in ESL we screw around a bit, but when it comes to Tournament of Legends, and this is what they said, you'll see a different performance. You know? So it will be interesting to see how they're going to play, that's for sure.
All right, well, we're heading into the game cameras now. Once more, we'll be starting off on the Temple of the Silent Storm for Game 1 here. Team Wiggy's Wicked Wang Gang, or WAG as their tag is called, will be spawning over here on the red side, and True Extinction will be on the blue team. Very quickly, taking a look at the red team's builds, or WAG's builds, we are going to be seeing first off Art Tatum on Engineer, running with Pistol Shield Celestial. Now, that combo in itself is somewhat interesting. Normally, when we see the Celestial Amulet, it comes into play on a Rifle Engine, but very on small occasions, we do see it played with Pistol Shield as well, so we'll be seeing how he works it out. Other than that, though, it's going to be a fairly standard Condi split for the NG here. 6-0-0-6-2, opting to go the full 6 points into Alchemy here and to get the 2 defensive traits of Backpack Regenerator and Protection Injection, along with the usual choices of Invigorating Speed to boost the effectiveness of Speedy Kits. Xeon has WAG, meanwhile, on Warrior, I believe will be playing Hambo, Soldier's Hambo, to be... Actually, no, apologies, going to be playing Longbow Greatsword. Oh, this will be a fun build to watch. Jebro, what do you know about this build?
I remember X-Slasher playing something.
This is to be honest, this is a pretty North American build. Like, we don't. I've seen this played by a lot more by NA players than I have by EU players.
Yeah, it's going to be nice actually because he can cleave as well when bodies are going down. It's actually really nice. It's nice for the movement speed. You can see him there. He's using the Greatsword 3, which is actually good for speed around the map, which is kind of used a hell of a lot as well. And he really nice. And I remember X-Slasher, and especially because of his name as well. I remember every single time someone went down, he'd just be cleaving hard on those bodies, you know, be using 100 blades and just be going for it, you know, on down people. Even with that Soldiers, that does do some nice damage with the combination of the rune as well, because he's going to be gaining those might stacks. So the longer the fight goes, he should reach some nice amount of might that he's going to actually pull out a lot of damage with that. But of course he's not got the hammer, so he's not got those stuns that are going to permanently be coming out. So he's going to be doing a lot more damage, really. Sorry, he's actually just switched into the hammer now. So we'll see if he's actually going to use the Greatsword.
Seems not, unfortunately.
Oh.
A little sad.
I'm actually really disappointed.
After you just went on a speech for about like 2 minutes there, but...
Oh. Jesus.
Moving on, Lemming over here playing Bunker Guardian with 01661 will be playing an AH build again, a little bit more selfish compared to a Virtues build that would run 00266, but still a very good build nonetheless with Clerics and Soldiers here, usual choices, so we'll be seeing him on the points and in the big fights a lot. Tamir playing Spirit Ranger again, still a little bit of an unorthodox choice in the current meta, but this is a very old build. Most players should know what this build is. Running it with Celestial is a bit of an odd choice here, also boosting it with Runes of Melandru here, but again, the build, the overall scope of it, it'll lead to some very supportive scenarios. He's also going to be a fairly tanky individual on his own. If he ends up going into 1v1s or things like that, he can definitely hold his own for quite a bit of time and get a decent amount of Condi application going there too. But when he's in the team fights, those spirits will be providing some cover Condi, some cover protection to his own teammates there too through the Stone Spirit's passive buff, and then obviously you'll have the Spirit of Nature bringing that passive healing and reses to the team fights. And then last but not least, Dante SWE over here playing Elementalist. I believe will play DD. Just have to double check that really quickly. I think, nope, running with Blasting Staff, so this will be a Staff Ellie coming into play here with Celestial. Runes of the Pyre will be brought into play here too, so look forward to that. More AoE chaos, as well as support added to the team fight here through Dante.
As a friend of mine was saying yesterday, he's the leader of the Zeus Guild, and he actually took this, I think it was this build, I can't remember, but he took Staff Ellie to Farpoint, and he is really nice on the point actually. He would hold this node for so long, but you can really do quite well on this map with Staff Ellie as well in that build, so it's going to be quite nice. So just to note as well with the Ranger, it's quite good actually going up against the Warriors with hammers. He's with using those Melandri runes, he's going to be decreasing the stun duration, so the hammer is not going to be as effective on him. So that's actually quite good. That's actually going to be quite a good move for him to be taking that. So it might be a bit better in those if he gets 1 versus 1 with one of those Warriors. So we'll have to see. And yeah, there is a lot of Celestial going down, isn't there?
Yeah.
Celestial love. Artatum really is. He's one of the top NGs for me. I do like Artatum. He's got some great plays coming out from him as well. He's very defensive, but he uses all his kits very efficiently and really to the point where he's actually benefiting his team, and he's very, very good. Very good NG here.
Alright guys, well once again, it was a bit of an awkward transition there, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry.
A little bit.
I was there was a point in my head, I couldn't remember what it was, but then I went over to Lemve and I saw that he had the WAG tag. So I was like, okay, maybe he knows some stuff about this team, you know, some inside info. He might be able to use that.
Speaking of Lemve, actually, we do have to go over to him as his build has changed up quite a little bit here since when we last saw him in True Extinction play. He is actually going to be rolling with a normal Condi variant at the moment, and this build has kind of become the meta Condi build here for most Necromancers that roll with Condis. He'll be running with 06404, taking obvious traits here like Reaper's Protection and Path of Corruption along the way, making it, to be completely honest, a rather defensive build, but a lot of this gets smited because, again, of his choice to go through the Rabbit Amulet here. Won't be getting that extra health boost through the usual choice of a Karen that we see, but will be a little bit bulkier against things like Thieves and Warriors there. But granted, when you look at the red team, that may not be the best choice because they still seem to be a fairly Condi damage focused composition there. I still think Carrion might be a better choice, but we'll obviously see how that ends up paying off in the game itself, as in 5 seconds here the gates will be opening to game 1 of our second qualifying round of the day between WAG and True Extinction.
Seize theirs.
Oh, we're going to see no one going to close point? Okay, oh god, good lord. Didn't think blue team were going to send anyone to their close point then. We are going to see Foosh just going over there to cap that, but we're going to see
double Moss from the red side. What's going on here? Dante, they had stealth there for a little bit, so a little bit of hesitation, but Lemve absolutely stopping Dante in his tracks. Look at this meltdown. Gonna force him to pop Ether if he can even get that off, to be honest. Stab is popped. I want to switch over to Lemve's point of view. Does not have Corrupt, as he already got it off there, I believe, when he had a lot of those boons going, but that was still very good. Corrupt completely stopped him in his tracks. Still did not allow blue team to get the full cap, however, as I think Lemming managed to get onto the point in time there through. I think he actually had the mobility of a Fiery Greatsword. I want to confirm that really quickly. Yeah, Fiery Greatsword was used to get him a little bit quicker over to that point, and because of that, they were able to stop the cap. And now we're going to see what we don't see too often, a large team fight happening over here on a home node at the start of a game.
And just to say something, a nice little rotation just happened actually. The Red Warrior, who is indeed Xeon, just moved to mid and switched out with the Red Ranger Tamir here. And he's actually moved, he was thinking about going to close, but I think they're okay, you know. He's to the point where he's just going to go to, I think he's going to go back to Temple to make sure that's okay. But look, Rumo's over there doing a good job of getting that decap, which is what they needed to really do. So no points coming across the map. No one's like, although I'm seeing a lot of conditions on the red team at the moment. Dante looks like he has a lot of focus, but he's got a lot of boons out. He's managed to cleanse those conditions also with the Guardian there as well. So I think he might be okay for now, but needs to try and get away from the Warrior. The Warrior's actually backed off as well. So still, this fight over on the altar is actually going in favor of red team actually at the moment.
Yeah, Wang doing a very excellent job here. Got a little bit of a rough start though due to the fact that we saw an excellent denial coming off by Lemve on the Dante specifically as they were on the way to the point. But the important thing was they managed to get Lemming there with the FGS onto the point as quickly as he possibly could, which stopped the decap. And keep in mind, because of the very long distances between the spawns and the home points, it's not very easy to get to that point before the initial cap on this map. So with that said, that was a very good feat. And now that red team has gotten it, they definitely do not want to be giving up such a large advantage here. So they're going to push this to the best of their abilities. And as you can see here, at the moment, it's working brilliantly as blue team has yet to get a singular point on the board.
Yeah, they really need to pull out into the map a little bit. They're doing well. The blue thief, he is going for the decaps. Also, Short has just gone for a decap over on Temple. But look, Tamir's back again. They're not going to get the cap again, dude. They're not getting any points. They're not even letting him have a cap at all. They're being so... They're doing a good job. And actually, I think we're going to see Xeon just moving over to Water as well. They've got the count of people around the map. They know where people are, and they can actually move to that point, and he can back them up. But he looks like he's actually going to go for maybe potentially a stillness a bit early there. He's still got about 35 seconds to go, but I think he's just hovering around to see if anyone's going to go there. But I think he might need to actually go and try and support, because Art Tatum's currently down on node. I think they're going to get this down. Looks like they are indeed. The stability stop came out from the Guardian, I think, and they're starting to make some progress, but it's way too slow because they've got 100 points at the moment, still with a mid cap.
Keep in mind though that it's on this map, and with the buffs in play, if blue team can loop things back around and take full control, they can easily come back. This is not anything that's like hugely drastically bad here for the members of the blue team. They can still easily round things back around, so don't count them out just yet here. They definitely got a bad start here, but they are starting to pull back here now.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure I can 100% agree.
Back in mid, yeah, blue team completely missing them. Oh no, there we go. Nicely done. Romo catches onto that at the last second, thankfully, but Romo come in here and stop a buff channel. But at the same time here, red team still holding to control of their of both the middle and their own home node, along with still having the pressure on far. Blue team has slowly started to evolve away from this, but that's going to be the big test, is can they eventually kind of get away from this? They need to give up the hope that they're going to get this home node. Red team invested completely onto that point. Blue team, to be completely honest, probably could have ignored a lot of that home node there, kept a couple guys to keep a fight going, and then just gone for the other two side nodes. But that opportunity has since passed, and they're now going to be forced to go for much more even fights on other nodes. Meanwhile, though, back on mid buff, Cthulhu going to try to get the ninja channel off. Almost gets it. Art Tatum was distracted a little bit over there by Rumo, but in the end of things, he did catch on to it at the last second and stop the channel. And we're still waiting to see if either team can get the channel.
Here.
Lemming's got it. No, Lemming's got it.
Yeah, easy. That's the benefit of focus on this map as well. You can start channeling at about like a third of the way through. Just pop your focus 5, and almost every time you're going to get that buff. Which is a really, perfectly timed from him, really. And the pressure is back onto the home node. Like blue, they're suckering into it. They're walking in. There is 4 members
Hold
now.
on, we're going to open the big map for a second. Look at the positioning. There is literally not a single player outside of the circle I just drew. There is not a single player.
It's even smaller. It's almost the size. Yes, it's smaller than that. It's smaller than the outer, but this is a big mistake, and it's something people should know. In team queue, in anything, do not get into this situation. Yeah. It's perfect.
Blue team is cornered. They need to. This is the thing too. Is they're not even like this is not even this is like actually somewhat exciting, because this is like a huge. They're not even like doing this. This is like an involuntary being cornered. Like they can come out of this. There's nothing stopping them from leaving. They're just fighting this for some reason. They need to get the heck out of here. This is not good. Darius is AFK.
Rumo's doing it.
Darius is AFK. Look at him, he's just standing there. Oh boy. Hold on. No, I don't. Wait. I think he's honestly just standing using his cooldowns. He's not just not moving. What? Hold on.
Oh, I think he's lagging.
No, yeah,
he was surfing there. He was surfing there. Yeah, that's a good sign of lag. When you start surfing, unless you've got the random mesmer bug, which is always quite interesting. But literally, I mean, they've herded them into the point, and they've really taken it. There's not really much you can say. Just move out of the node. They've started to do it. The Warriors short's gone over to far. Rumo's gone to mid. That's what they need to start doing. They need to sucker the players back out of the map.
This is happening way too late, though. This should have happened 3 minutes ago. This should not have been happening now. And right now, look at this. They're only got blue team only has 5 points on the board. Even if they tie this 2-cap back up, they're not coming back. It's way too late in the game. 830 buffs are going to spawn in a second. They've only got someone downstairs. Top buff will still more than likely be a free. Actually, no, it won't be a free channel, but it looks like Art Tatum will once again just come over here and snag that for free. And blue team, they just haven't been at the right spots. That's honestly been 95% of this game has honestly been the rotations.
Yeah, I think Farius is almost fully lagged out or fully given up.
There is some complaints about lag in the map chat right now, so.
Yeah, there is a problem. But still, everyone coming back, it's a bit too much. But, that's the thing with having a different map as well. It throws people off. It really throws people off, because we have a lot of the same map rotation, always Forest first, then Qualifier, then we've got the Kylo. Temple hardly ever comes into it, because in ToL it has, and people need to prep for this kind of stuff. So if you're in the next Qualifier or in the finals, you need to be practicing on all these rotations. and really try and get a tactic down, because it's not
That's the thing, though.
friends,
I don't know what happened there with Extinction. It should not have been that bad. Like they just blindly and again, I'm not calling them out or anything. We're just kind of like narrating what has happened here. Is that they just blindly committed to a team fight on their node for 5 or more minutes when it was obvious that they were never going to take that team fight. They had. I would honestly want to say they had 4 more opportunities to push away from that, go for another node, and then try to work off of that angle. But they just never once took that kind of chance. And Red Team was just able to take that game with no issues whatsoever because of that.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. And they've got Trank. I don't think the team are really thinking about the game anymore, to be honest. Or maybe they are. They need to... Yeah, there we go.
Nope,
They
there's
got
the buff.
Tranquility.
All right, so back on track here, guys. Wag is definitely, no question about it, going to be taking game 1 here, which means once again they are 1 short victory away from qualifying for the ToL finals at the end of August here. As for True Extinction, they've got some work to do, but they've still got at least 1 more chance on Forest to make their comeback, tie the setup at 1-1, and possibly take us into a game 3 on the Forest of Niflheim.
And that just goes to show you as well, the pressure. You go up against another well-known team, and they can really, they can push you to that kind of situation, and I think that's what happened. But we saw the positioning when we were back in the map chat. You saw X/Slasher, one of the warriors, just standing. He still didn't get involved in the fight because he knew that that's what they should have been doing. They should have been popping out. So he was covering the back entrance and also the bridge. The only 2 ways that you can get out of that, or the little drop down. So he could see everywhere. So he was thinking about it, thinking about his positioning and whether or not people were going to start coming out. But he probably could have pushed in there and they wouldn't have actually gone for it. But yeah, fair play. I think Wang did good there. Confident, that's for sure.
All right, guys. So, sorry, I zoned out there for a second. But anyway,
Oh, good.
I got like a message on Skype that was kind of important, so I had to I had to think about it. But anyway, we are now heading into the second game here. We'll be starting in about 2 minutes, hopefully, as soon as our players have joined up and are ready to go. There's a lot of German in the map chat here, so I don't actually know what they're talking about. I'm trying to see, because, in all honesty here, there was, to be completely honest, this may have been contributing to why Blue Team was having so many issues there too, is they were having some pretty serious lag issues. So if needed, I may be giving a short, 2 to 3 minute recess here to see if they need to fix any issues. Let me ask them very quickly if they need that, as again, that might have been a pretty heavy contributor. So if they do need to clear that up, we'll obviously give them a couple minutes to try and clear that.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 is there is many Germans playing this game. Talking of Germany and Gamescom, Blue's going to Gamescom, so am I.
Yes, I am.
Who's going to come have some beverages with us, I'll say. So Gamescom is going to be very interesting. That's going to be good, and I think it's going to be pretty epic with all the different all-stars we've got. EU versus NA, of course, is going to be very interesting, and China, NA, China, CN Europe as well. We're going to have so many good games there. We've still got another qualifying round of Tournament of Legends 2. Blimey, Jesus! And then we've got the finals as well, but that's taking a break. The finals is after Gamescom. Yeah, that's right. But even in this qualifiers, just as they're taking kind of a little bit of a break, if you go to the guildwars2.com news section, then sign up for the Tournament of Legends 2 part, and I'll put a link, someone probably link it in chat as well. There's actually some really good prizes in the qualifying rounds. First and second place get a finisher choice box, they get a llama mini, and they also get 2k gems per player, guys. So even if you're in the first 9 to 16th place in the qualifiers, which is like the second round, I think, you still get like a llama mini pet, which is just awesome, And then
some people have gotten 2. That's not supposed to. There's actually been quite a few people that have gotten 2 and aren't supposed to be getting 2. So
I was going to say
because they're account bound, so you can only get one of them.
That's interesting.
So, yeah.
Although, how many, those birthday presents you get? What is it, the Queen Jenner? I think I've got 10 of those, which is quite interesting.
But let me just to interject real quickly here. Once again, guys, we are actually going to give True Extinction a few minutes here. We're not going to go to break or anything like that, but we're giving them a couple minutes. We're going to give them until about 32 on the server clock to clear up any issues that they're having, and then we'll kind of have to start the game, unfortunately, just to keep us on track here. But just to clarify, Qualify, there was definitely some lag issues on the side of TE, which obviously may have been contributing to some of the issues they were having in that last game there. I'm not sure if Therius was their shot caller, and without their shot caller, they kind of got lost, or I don't know, something happened there, and obviously it was causing them some pretty significant issues.
Yeah, that's it. It's tough when that kind of thing happens. You can never really plan for that, you know. The internet's the internet. Sometimes you get lag, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's Saturday and people want to just stay inside and be antisocial. Who does that anyway? But you're not being antisocial. You're here with Tournament of Legends 2, and you're being social with us, and you're in chat, talking lots of lovely language. And also, I was just going to go over the rest of the placements, actually, because this is actually really nice prizes, just for qualifying prizes as well. So your 58th place, you get Finisher Choice Box with the Llama Mini Pet as well. 4th place is 77 Mystic Clovers, a Black Lion claim ticket, and the Finisher Choice Box and a Mini Llama. And that's the qualifying round, guys. 4th place, Blimey O'Reilly. 3rd place, 77 Mystic Clovers, a Black Lion ticket, Finisher Choice Box, Llama Mini, and 800 gems per player. Bloody hell. 1st and 2nd place, of course, 1st and 2nd place do go through to the final. So not only they get the Finisher Choice Box, they get the Llama Mini, and they get 2k gems per player. Wow, that is some prizing right there. Indeed. And then the finals, you know, we'll talk about those prizes, but that's just another thing. And that's why everyone's here. They want to get the legendary. They still get the claim tickets as well to get some other cool looking gear, and then get another 2k gems if they get to the final of that. So there's some pretty damn epic prizes in this, actually. So even if you just take part, you've got a pretty good chance of even just getting a mini llama pet, which looks pretty cool. And I haven't even got one.
Plug our own stuff here really quickly. Don't forget about the weeklies, guys, that happen during the weekdays. Once again, we have the 2v2 weeklies that happen every Tuesday. ESL runs the European section of those, obviously, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, 20 CEST. Every Tuesday is the ESL Weekly 2-on-2 Cup, and as well, the North American version of it, run by yours truly over here at Misspedia, happens every Tuesday night for people on the East Coast, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Streams for those are also hosted right here, and those are all open sign-ups, so you can find more info on that over on the PvP events subforum. We obviously have the weekly Conquest Cups that happen every Thursday afternoon and night as well, still at the same exact times as the 2v2 Cups and hosted by the same organizers for each region. Make sure you guys are checking those out. And as well, be sure to check out Misspedia on Facebook and Twitter for gem giveaways and cool stuff like that. More tournaments and whatnot will be coming from us soon as well. So just go head over to Twitter or at Misspedia on Twitter or Facebook.com/Misspedia to check us out over there.
Awesome awesomeness.
So at the moment, we are just waiting, I believe, for one more player on the side of the blue team, Pure FUX, to ready up. And as soon as he's good to go, we will get started with the second game here, after assuming at least that most, if not all, of the lag issues have been resolved. And here we go, finally getting started, guys, so let's get back into the program.
To nail down your strategy.
I was gonna say we cut the breaks really short, and then something else happened somewhere else. It's just the way it goes. That's live TV for you people.
Alright guys, so once again, gates will be opening up in 2 seconds. Wag is on the warpath to victory here and qualification for ToL2. So with that said, let's open up the map. Actually, let's not open up the map. Let's see what's happening over here at the beach, Jebro. Yeah, and they just, Wag are actually pushed all the way over towards the henge point, and Blue are trying, they're actually chasing them now, because they've just run straight through, and Lemvry is going to be the target. Actually, it's quite nice, running onto the point, targeting the person who's probably going to be the main target in the fight anyway, who will be indeed Lemvry, the Necro on the blue team, and a lot of focus coming onto him. Couple of conditions, not doing too badly though, to be honest, and I think he's going to be okay at the moment. And actually, Tamir came in and went down, and I think a lot of damage came out from Fuchs there, the Elementalist as well, so a lot of pressure coming back in. They've actually done well to recover, but look, 3 versus 1, start to push out. Someone stand on the node. Someone stand on the node. I'm Rumno playing Thief Hunter there does manage to take down Dante's swag, but obviously the miscommunication will stop the cap for the time being. Fior will still stay behind though and get that cap as we see Dante get stomped out. Back over here in mid, you've got Therius acting as the bunker here temporarily, but Rumno will be coming to add that additional support as it looks like his prime target will be trying to take out Art Tatum and get rid of a lot of the Condi spike here, and then eventually whittle down the Bunker Guardian as well. That fight will obviously take some time, so we will be coming back to that in a little bit. And as well, we got more possible reinforcements coming from the bottom courtyard here. Actually, we might have another kill coming in here as as Cthulhu gets sniped out by 2 members of WAG here. Both Xeon and Tamer catch him on the road to take him down, and now he's going to push Führer back over towards the blue-friendly side of this map as well, but we'll actually push him into visibility for seeing Dante Spy making another push over here onto the henge.
Yeah, that push is good. That's a good idea for them to do. They need to keep
and Lemve
pressuring.
is back. Oh, wait, we didn't touch on this. Look, Lemve's back on Power Necro, but is being locked down.
Oh.
He actually had to completely jump out of the... Sorry for like the kind of sloppy transition there, but Lemve, again, we didn't actually touch on this. He's back on Power Necro, but Wag completely locking him down. He had to come out of it really early as well, as we saw, I believe we saw a wall of reflection coming out possibly from Lemming. Yeah, wall of reflection coming down. They're completely denying that. And really just
good idea.
And now that again,
good idea.
I don't know if there was some build sniping going on in the spectator chat, which technically shouldn't be happening. But now that that's been brought out, unfortunately, Lemve is going to be kind of completely useless in team fights whenever that's available. Because if he can put that down in the middle of the point, he's got to be Lemve. At the very least, Lemve is going to have to be really careful with when he does projectiles, but still, he can kill himself like very easily if he's not paying attention.
Really quickly as well, because, and you know what, it's a good idea. They've scouted it, because also they could have watched the stream as well, but you know, it's a good scout. It's an intelligent move. It's like fair play, man. I mean, I think that's it's nice to have that. It's nice to have that real wall of reflection, because it covers the whole point, you know, the whole side of it. So that happens, you can all just stand behind it and just get the team to come to the other side. And he's got to keep running to each side, so he's going to get a lot of damage as he does that. And he cleaved is coming down. So actually really nice ability and a nice move. They've actually got the henge point. 1 cap now coming out for the red team. Still 100 points to 30. Not too bad. Forest is for mid versus Art Tatum. Rumo's coming out in for the actual support as well. So potentially should be able to take him out quite quickly. But we see Xeon is actually coming onto node as well, which is going to be really nice for support for Art Tatum. But he can rotate off the point and actually put some pressure back onto Rumo. Maybe get some... he's got nice placement of the actual poison grenades there as well, which is going to stop Rumo from coming into the point. But nice port as well from Rumo. And Farius actually going to go down just out off the point as well, so not the best place. The SR coming out, and I think he actually did some damage there which brought him out. But the res is still good, dude.
Indeed it is. They're going to get him back up into play. Back in mid once more here. You've got Rumno trying his hardest to get the damage back onto the red team, but again, it's just not connecting over here. Red team just far too resilient of a target. Unfortunately, Theory is unable to take the tank ability into play here. So with that said, he is going to get knocked into the downstate once more and get stomped out. And red team will take the capture advantage back over here towards the keep. And again, we're kind of seeing blue team start to deteriorate here. They need to get themselves together. This is what we've talked about before. They've talked about this a lot. Blue team's starting to get sloppy. They need to be very careful here. Make sure that, again, they're watching their rotations, get themselves together as a single unit. Let's push for a singular point or go for a split push, but let's not screw around and send each other in one by one, as again, that's just going to lead to more and more of a mess that they will not be able to solve later into the game.
They're having real trouble here at the mid at the moment, actually. Art Tatum, we've just gone down on the node. We have Lemming here. Oh, look, here we go. Mr. Necro has returned.
Pops Xeon off the point. Oh. Whoa, he's got a vengeance on the Xeon here. He wants him dead. Xeon's got to get out. Xeon's got no LOS to get behind. He gets knocked out, completely sniped out. But at the same time, back up on the point itself. Rumno's in some trouble over here. Rumno ports away here. Pressure will go on to Lemming. Lemming's got to keep himself up. Channeling block after block after block here to keep himself alive. We'll get 3 more blocks up. Does not have a Virtue of Courage available, so now he's going to be susceptible to damage, trying his best to whittle through this, and he has survived the onslaught of the Lich here. Rumno as well. And what's going on?
Sorry, Xeon was like a fraction of a second from rezzing there. That was so lucky. Oh, Lemve. Might actually go down. He's actually just gone into vengeance. Will he actually get
Oh, he's got it. He's got the stab. Yeah. Knocks him out. It cleanses the vengeance, too. Xeon is good to go. Not even running with the trade for that.
Little legend. Look at that.
Xeon with that 1 in 10 chance to res gets that luck and is now back and in play.
It's
RNG
really
Sports.
I hate to say it, but you know, the Goodwill's 2 gods, they're in his favour at the moment. Who is it? Grant Fallen? I don't know. Some Guild Wars 2 reference that worked for a little bit. I actually thought Rumo was down there. His HP was literally, I think, on about 50 or something like that. But he's actually done well to come back out. But look at the free cap. Free cap coming out for these guys at the moment. And even, actually, blue are actually spreading across the map as well now.
Yeah.
And red are now even going for Svarnit because of that wipe. So Nafif's not even close to getting that steal, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. He's being cornered between, mid and the mine at the moment. Spawny kill is going to be real, and we're going to have 300 points coming in.
Sammer
for
actually
red.
dies to the spawner, but he'll get himself back up there in just a second and once more here. I mean, blue again is just really sloppy at this point. And I think, to be completely honest, yeah, I think that we have called it GG. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be seeing Extinction calling GG.
I mean, they've still got 82 points on the board, which is not.
It's the issue. The issue isn't the points at the moment, though. That's the thing. Is the issue has become the fact that they are completely spread out. They have nowhere to rotate to, where they're not already going to be in the middle of a team fight. They just have no options, and unfortunately, they don't want to push this any further. So with Rumno and Lemve sitting in the corner of the map, we are going to be ending the game a little bit early, guys. So with that said, WAG will take a decisive 2-0 victory, which means they have qualified for ToL2 happening a little bit later in August. And as for True Extinction, they're going to get their opportunity to play just a little bit later on in just a few minutes here for the 3rd or 4th place prizing.
Yeah, and I want to just say thank you to these guys and any teams that they've come in and they've actually gone out in these rounds. You know, don't lose hope. You can get better. You can learn things. But I would literally say I would go and watch the streams, go and watch Misspedia, go and watch ESL, watch all the high-end teams, how they rotate, how they move around the map, their compositions, their builds. See what you can do. You can practice. You can get better. And I've seen new teams recently who have really impressed me personally. And it can happen on both regions, NA and EU. You know, we've got so many teams. You just need to get in there, do a little bit of scouting, do what WAG did. You know, they scouted the opposite team. They watched the stream, they watched the games being played. That's absolutely fair enough. And you know, things happen. People change the builds, and alter the way you play. Change, mix around, have some fun. I don't know.
Alright guys, so once again here, we are going to be taking about a 5-minute break for commercials, and when we do come back, we're going to be bringing you our last game of the day, which will end up being between Husaria and True Extinction. That, and the last game for today on the ToL stream is coming up in just a few, guys. Stick around, once more we'll be giving away a llama. Keep your eyes on the chat for more details on that, but myself and Jebro will be returning in just a little bit for more of ToL. Be right back, guys.